We're deeply honored to have Congressman Frank Wolf here with us today. He's the co-chairman of the Tom Lantis Human Rights Commission. He has been outspoken advocate for the people of Egypt for over so many years, and he has good, firm support for the Coptic community, even when certain departments in the administration would much rather that human rights issues be swept under the carpet. This is a Coptic Solidarity 2013 Leadership Award presented to Congressman Frank Wolf for his leadership on human rights. Thank you for your work on behalf of the Copts and the people of Egypt. Coptic Solidarity Executive Committee. I would like to ask the Executive Committee members from at least the area around here, Alex, Atif, Halim, Magdi, please come over also. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Take a picture with your Virginia leadership as well.
President Reagan, who I think was one of the greatest presidents we've ever had. I mean, President Reagan said that the words in the Constitution and the words in the Declaration of Independence were a covenant, not only with the people in Philadelphia in 1776, with the people when the Declaration of Independence was signed, but not only with the people in Philadelphia in 1787 when the Constitution was signed that hot summer, but it was a covenant with the entire world. That covenant exists with the Coptic Christian community. That covenant exists with the Baha'i community. That covenant exists with the Ahmadis. That covenant exists with everyone. And it appears that that covenant is being broken. It appears that covenant is being broken. I am very disappointed with this administration. Last Congress, and we're doing it again this year, I put in a bill with Anna Eshoo and a group of others. We wanted to set up a special envoy to advocate for Christians and other religious minorities in the Middle East, modeled after what President Bush did with John Danforth, a special envoy for advocating with regard to the Sudanese issue. We passed it in the House overwhelmingly, 401 to 20, relatively non-controversial. We have many special envoys, and we see what's taking place to the Coptic Christian community and other religious minorities in the Middle East. And my senator, James Webb, who is no longer with us, and Senator Kerry blocked the bill. They blocked the bill. We have reintroduced it again this year. We expect to pass it in the House without any problem. Senator Levin and Senator Blunt are on it in the Senate. But it is important, as you're talking to your legislators, tell them, if we can't pass a bill to create a special envoy to advocate for people in the Middle East, people whereby, and don't forget, Jesus and Mary and Joseph went to Egypt. They were there before the Christian community was there, before almost any other community. If America has lost its will and no longer is committed to stand up with the persecuted, then I think our country is in trouble. So I urge you, press this administration, and frankly, you ought to press the Congress, both Republicans and Democrats in Congress. If this bill does not pass the House and does not pass the Senate and does not get signed by the President, it will be one of the greatest failures and a black mark on this administration.
The picture is a senator. I forgot his name, unfortunately. I should have written it down. But he's an excellent senator. And
Republican or a Democrat?
Democrat, I think, and much more understanding than I thought, and much more understanding than the people in Congress. And he's really excellent, and he's following very closely, and, you know, wishing all the best for Egypt in the future. So I tried to explain what was the roadmap, because that's what they want to know, the roadmap, what is the future, what are we doing? And so I explained, for instance, Dr. Ziad Bahauddin's 11 points, how to go about it, and what he sees. I spoke about transitional justice, because I'm very interested in this, and as you have read and you told me before, in Ibn Khaldun Center, and they've been working on it for 2 years now, doing research on transitional justice. They have asked me to head the committee of research on this. People think that transitional justice means national reconciliation. It doesn't at all. It means setting the rules of the game.
to what extent, if Americans are watching, should there be a concern within the American population that the United States is doing something wrong by giving so much foreign aid in dollars to the military and to Egypt in general? What would you like Americans to feel about American foreign aid to Egypt?
I want Americans to feel very proud about the fact that America is giving aid to Egypt, especially right now, and to pressure the government to continue giving the full aid without suspending anything, because we are in a very important phase. And rather than actually thinking about or fearing from the military, who has no interest in being in politics, by the way, because it's in their best interest to remain where they are, so independent and so happy and so everything, is they should rather focus on, and the U.S. administration should rather focus on, first of all, following up with the roadmap, making sure we are keeping up with it and we will finish it on the given timeline, and at the same time to help Egypt apply what we call transitional justice, which means that everyone who did wrong to the Egyptian people in the past, either from Mubarak regime or from Morsi regime, should come to trial and should be held accountable for what they did. And then after this is being happened, laws should be made to make sure that those violations will not be repeated again under any circumstances. And the third step will be bringing people together from different factions, including even the Muslim Brotherhood and everyone, and sit together and reconcile to make sure the country will go on in the right direction. Here you had so many years to become America. I think we are in this phase now. So think about this and think how to accelerate it so you help us be better.
I'm glad I gave you the chance. It has been
Thanks
a
so
privilege
much.
to meet you.
Thank
And you will
you.
always have a home here.
Sure,
And
thank you. It's
in
definitely
Hebrew-
my pleasure.
In Hebrew, it's called Tu b'hatzlacha, all goodness and success to you.
Toda.
Thank you very, very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
My conversation with Dalia Zieta, Executive Director of the Ibn Khaldun Center for Development Studies in Cairo, an extraordinary human being, and it was a pleasure and a privilege to have her on. And my thanks to the AJC of New Jersey, the American Jewish Committee of New Jersey, and to Naomi Vilko, who was a dear member of the Shalom TV Board of Directors, who made sure that we got to meet Dalia. Thank you, Naomi. Wonderful. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you. I wish the same to you.
Thank you.